Hi everybody, welcome to another gun review here on the Premier Guns YouTube channel. Today we've got something a little bit different because it's a model that's no longer available here in the UK. That's the Beretta 695. The 690 platform, of course, is still used worldwide by Beretta and is available in the UK. We've done a 694 video, which I'm sure you've seen, which is an out-and-out competition gun. But the 695 is the sort of top end of the 690 series platform. And again, it's a kind of a crossover gun that can be used for both game and clay. So a very, very versatile all-rounder. So we're going to have a look at it, look at the differences between the sort of the standard 690 or 680, certainly the comparison will be there. Look at the features, look at the differences, and just give you a bit of information about the gun really. So the 695 was launched back in, I think, 2018. And at the time there was the sort of the basic 691, which was a scrolling engraved game or sporting gun, also available in small gauges, 20, and I think did a bit of 28. And then they did the 693, which, as the sort of Silver Pigeon 1 and the Silver Pigeon 3, the 3 is a step up from the 1, it was the same as that. So the 693 was higher grade wood, game scene engraving, available in 20 gauge, and was a very, very popular gun at the time because the 690 on the whole is a much better balanced, better feeling gun than the 680, and that's because of the wider profile action, which again we've touched on in other videos. And what that does is it just makes the gun feel better in the hands. So the balance is improved, therefore you've got a little bit less felt recoil as well because of the technology in the barrels. Because at the time this model was launched, in the standard Silver Pigeon range you only got short chokes, you got mobile chokes, certainly in the game guns. So from a recoil point of view with bigger shells when you're out game shooting, you know, tall pheasants, etc., this was a much better option. So it's my feeling that when they launched this gun, the idea was it was kind of a direct competitor to the Miracle MK60 high pheasant. Now that's quite a different gun in that it was a purpose-built high pheasant gun. It was long barrels only, 32-inch, full and 3/4 choke. But I think what Beretta wanted is they wanted something that was kind of high-end in the box lot range without the side plates, and that's why the 695 was born. I understand initially it was only for the UK market. I'm not entirely certain that's the case. You know, feel free to correct me on that or to give me some further information. And like I said, it came out initially in game and sporting in 12 gauge, so you had the option from 28-inch, so for a walked up or partridge or grouse gun, right up to 32-inch, and in the sport it was available in 30 and 32-inch barrels. So with it being a higher grade option to the standard 690, what you got to start with is you got this quite nice, well, very nice, deep acantha sort of scroll work, which has been very, very almost replicated in the new Silver Pigeon 5, which again we've done a video on that, so do check that out. So you got the much nicer engraving, nice little band across the bottom of the action with 695, which I really like. It's a kind of a semi-satin, not a nickel finish on the action, it's more of a brush sort of coin finish, which again, if you compare that to a Silver Pigeon, this just makes the gun look a bit more expensive, a bit more high-end, a bit more prestige. Like I say, engraving wise, you've got a nice bit of engraving on the trigger guard. Now this is the field version we've got here in 30-inch barrels. So engraved on the top lever, nice, again the scroll continues round the top of that, and if you look there, the actual, and if you look close, you can see the actual barrel wing shape is slightly different on a 690 series to a 680 series shotgun. What I'm not a huge fan about of this particular gun is the actual fore-end iron, not the catch, but the insert that it sits into. I think it's actually made of polymer. I'm not entirely sure it's metal at all. If it is metal, it's very, very, very lightweight metal, which of course enhances the balance of the gun. But I'm just not a huge fan of it. I prefer a sort of a full-on steel fore-end iron, which just feels a bit better in your hand, to be honest. So this one is a 30-inch game model, so 6mm parallel rib, non-ventilated barrels, but it has got a ventilated rib. little brass foresight bead on the end, or I think they call this German silver, which is also what I believe they do the ovals out of. And if you look here, you will see, just wipe some of that grease off, the ejection system is different on a 690 to a 680. So with the 695, you've got this little insert which can be removed by a magnet, and the ejector just literally drops straight out. Whereas on a 680 series, you've got to sort of push it in and twist it at an angle. So this is really, really good from a cleaning point, maintenance point of view, because you can just drop the ejector out and away you go. As you would expect, 3-inch chambers, steel shot proof, superior steel shot proof. And the great thing about Berettas, I've said this before, when you're out in the field, because of the molychrome construction manufacture of the barrels, they're just so hard wearing for, you know, a lot of British weather. We're sat out here at the shooting ground, it's November and it is starting to rain, so this is the ideal gun to get caught out with when you're filming in November. Okay, auto safety as standard. And one of the big plus points of the 695, apart from the enhanced, I'm going to use balance, was what they did is they used class 3 walnut, which is exactly the same as you got on a 687 EE-L. So no side plates, Schnabel forend, double point checkering, which as everyone knows I like, micro core recoil pad. You can also put a wooden butt plate on it for the more sort of traditionalist game shooter. But overall, this 30-inch gun handles really nicely, smooth, very smooth to shoot for a game gun. But again, you've got a little bit of extra weight. Even though it's a wider action profile, it's not a lightweight gun. This one weighs in at, I think I've just weighed this at 7 pounds 10 ounces, which you could argue for a 30-inch game shotgun is quite heavy. You'd probably be a little bit lighter if you looked at the equivalent Browning, which is unusual because traditionally, of course, Berettas tend to be a bit lighter. So really nice feeling bit of kit. We've talked a little bit about the difference in the action design and the ejectors. And so next to it, we've basically got the sporting version of it. So with the sporting version, same Acantha style engraving again. What we have got with this, which you don't see on any other 690 series gun apart from the 694, is you have got an adjustable trigger. So adjustable trigger, it's a polished silver trigger, which again, I use the word crossover a lot, but you know, I think if you're going to go clay or game shooting, this doesn't really look out of place doing either, because it hasn't got pheasants on the side. It's got a scroll, which I think in terms of shotgun manufacture and shotgun design, scroll is so much more universal than game scene, because yes, because it's got a pheasant on the side, it doesn't make it a game gun, but largely people who buy game guns do like to have game scenes. So like I said, it's a very good crossover gun. Thicker in the comb, in the stock, you know, again, a bit more wood, is a bit more weight in it. It makes it a bit smoother to shoot. This particular one's got 32-inch barrels, which makes it extremely pointable. And while we're talking about the barrels, again, it's sort of kind of standard Beretta tackle. So we've got a 10x8 tapered rib, ventilated rib and ventilated barrels, and extended Optima HP chokes, as you would get pretty much with all Berettas in the range these days. This particular gun is a left-handed model, so they were available in left-hand in game and in sporting. And as you can see with the game gun, we have got a nice little German silver, gold, oval, whatever you want to call it. And again, the upgraded class 3 walnut, which was at the time only found on a 687 EE-L, or competition-wise on a DT11. To finish off, upgraded case, so same case as a 687 EE-L, nicely lined with this sort of coffee coloured velour stuff, pyjamas, spare chokes, Beretta Trident logo on the top of the case, and it is also airline approved because you've got the combination locks on it. And it's just a real shame that it's no longer available in the UK. We sold an awful lot of these guns. We sold pairs, we sold 20 gauges, because the 690, regardless of where Beretta are looking at the moment in terms of manufacture and design, it is a superior gun to the 680 series action, because it just feels so much better, it shoots smoother, it handles nicer. And as the rain pours down on me here in the Derbyshire countryside, I'm gonna wrap it up. That's been the 695. Any questions about it, please comment below. feel free to give us a call. Although, like I said, this gun is now discontinued, we've usually got a couple around us, so if you are looking for 695, get in touch. Obviously, as always, we will advise on the gun fit and the suitability of the gun. I'm getting wet through. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon. Cheers.